Attention please. This upload is only for educational purpose. No intention to infringe copyrights. Learning English with subtitles. GPITRAL. GPITRAL. Definitely a must-see. Follow us.
You're of course David, but who's the other David? I'm getting this feeling that I have to make a reference to another David. And you're still friends? Or you still know one another?
Yes, but I'm intrigued to know what he's saying about the other David.
The thought he's just put through to me is, tell David, don't tell David too much about this, he'll freak. Hysterical laughter.
Right.
He's actually taking a little bit of pleasure in the fact that for the other David to know that he's connected amuses him that he would be so freaked out about it.
And my word, would he freak. The other David is high up in the Cystic Fibrosis Trust charity, and Mark and David enjoyed a difficult relationship at times. Mark was head of communications and David ran the business, if you like. And Mark and David didn't always see eye to eye.
Is that a joke? Yes, you're saying that with humour. Okay. And you can tell him, I like him an awful lot more than he deserves.
Right, okay.
Right. Okay, my friend said, and you know why, and he will know why.
Actually, they worked towards the same goal, and there was huge respect passing backwards and forwards, and maybe Mark never quite told him. So I shall be messenger boy.
Why do I hear Aida? I can hear in my mind snippets of Aida and also snippets of Toreador.
He was a massive showman and loved songs, musicals, shows, that sort of thing.
And like grand opera, but grand Italian opera.
Anything completely over the top, yes. Mark used to love classical music. The more outrageous and noisy it was, the better. He was a great showman. He was a bon vivant. He loved life. And the noisier that music, and you know, one of those Tosca or something like that, it would be at full blast. That was him.
He's thankful that you're happy at last.
Oh, am I? Okay.
Within the last 4 months, there's been a bit of a change in circumstances around your life.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he's just saying, all right, okay, that's expanded a little bit. If you can't see that that's made you happy at last, all right, there's something wrong with it.
Yes and no, no, I can't think, 4 months ago I was really miserable and now I'm hideously happy. I'm not unhappy. There are things that would make me happier. I think he should pay closer attention up there, wherever he is.
He would like to thank you for your loyalty. And not really taking the opportunity to have told you that, like leading up to his passing.
I was really touched by that. I told his father that on the telephone afterwards. I don't really know what to say to that. It was just very, very touching.
And as he begins to fade, from my thought, he's just asked me to express this to you. You are one of the very few people that he would actually want to connect to. I think he has a very sentimental side to him, because he just said, some friendships are made forever.
I think that's an incredibly lovely thing to say. I talk about him more than I talk about some of my friends who are living. And I think that's really, really rather beautiful, that some friendships last forever. I hope it's true.
And I'm going to leave your friends' love and best wishes with you, David. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, I was gobsmacked. I went in there thinking, oh, here we go, right load of hooey. I came out quite shaken actually, because I wasn't, if anyone was going to connect with me, I didn't think it would be Mark. I thought it was likely to be a member of my family. I don't know really what I expected. I thought Colin would be fishing a lot more, you know. Did anyone die when they were younger? You know, that kind of thing. So I was surprised. And I went on, I couldn't stop talking about it for 2 days. If you're a scientist, you really can't, you have to look for evidence. You have to weigh up chance, probability, and things like that. There are things that Colin said that put together paint a really impressive picture. I'm still not sure how much is my brain wanting it to all connect. You know, it's a bit like if you see a visual image, like an optical illusion, your brain sees what it wants to and tries to draw it into an image. And I sit there thinking, well, come on, maybe I'm now putting it all together, 2 and 2 making 17. But maybe some of the things he came out with are just a bit too close. Maybe you just can't guess those things, and maybe there's something in it.
I'm up here somewhere. I've got a feeling I've got to be around this lady and gentleman here because my mind's giving me the impression of purple and green. What do you mean, son? Come on. My love, who are Mark, John and Terry? OK? You're all right? OK. What do you mean? My darling, are you mum?
No, I'm not to them. I mean, Mark was a workmate.
Mark's a workmate?
He was cremated about an hour ago today.
My darling, this young guy, like, looked to you as, like, his big sister or, like,
well,
substitute
we were like brother and
mum?
sister at work.
Why is he showing me Battersea Power Station?
It's a standing joke. I never noticed it every time I came to London. I didn't realise it was sort of there. And he said to me, how can you miss Battersea Power Station?
Just a mention about Battersea Power Station. My darling, this boy's got a very funny and very warped sense of humour. I don't know whether we'll ever be able to transmit this. Would you understand about the joke about the dog with the funny bottom? Yes? I don't really think I want to go into too much detail about that, do I? But it's like, this boy was like one big laugh, you know, like everything was funny, and in fact he would tell stories and jokes that, like, normally you would think were just a little bit too risque, but he made you laugh.
Yeah.
I'll leave Mark's love with you. God bless, thank you.
Mark and I were work friends. He was a lovely, lovely guy, but he died in a motorcycle accident about a week and a bit ago, and it was his funeral today. So I thought he'd be too busy taking care of his loved ones there, but he came through and it was lovely.
This young guy, like, looked to you as, like, his big sister or, like,
well,
substitute
we were like brother and
mum?
sister at work. He just took care of me. He was like a big brother to me. But also there was another guy called Lee that he always called me Mum. And so Mark used to do that just to wind me up, which succeeded.
Why is he showing me Battersea Power Station?
It's a standing joke that I used to be a dispatch rider in London on motorcycles years ago, and I never realised that I'd actually seen Battersea Power Station most days. Bearing in mind the traffic, etc., you don't really look around you too much. And actually on the train up here, my husband said to me, oh look, Battersea Power Station. And Mark used to say, you know, what have you got for eyes, girl, try using them.
This boy's got a very funny and very warped sense of humour.
He has had such a wicked sense of humour. He just made me laugh even when I was really low. He'd just do something really silly or say something and it just brightened up the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Colin Fry. Thank you for joining me today on The Sixth Sense. Thank you. Goodbye.
sort of like, panic, and then it was just lovely to hear from Mark. So after the initial shock, it was brilliant.